Kyrie, and welcome to Parsing John. Today we are in chapter 1, verse 31. We're only going to do one verse today, and that'll complete this page, but we've got plenty more coming after this. Here is our Greek rubric, everything that we're looking for as we try to go through this text. So keep that in mind, and get started. Kago uk eidein auton, alhina phanerothei toi Israel diatuto eilthon ego en hudati baptizon. So far our text. Now, before we actually take a look at our verb, which is normally the one that we want to find first, verb first, identify that, then it tells us what sort of subject we're looking for, we have this interesting thing, kago, and we've got a unaspirated mark above this alpha. This thing is pretty interesting. What we have right here is an instance of crassus. Crassus is when you have two words in Greek that combine together, usually via elision, when one letter from one word disappears, and in this case, a letter from the other word also disappears or melds with a vowel from the first word to create a single word together. So this right here, kago, is actually kai ego. And the iota right there and the epsilon right here, they both elided off of each other. And, well, that iota elided, but the A and the E combined together to make cog. It's really interesting. Could be slightly wrong about what exactly fell off. But anyway, very interesting word. This happens a lot of the time with kai and ego when they're right next to each other. And also tu and auto. Then we get tuto or tauto, tauta. Those ones. Anyway, crassus, really cool. This just means and I. It is, of course, nominative singular. Now our verb. Uk is a negative. Just tells us that our verb is negative rather than positive, which is the standard. Auton is not an option. That's from autos, aute, auto. So since it's Omicron new here, we know that it has to be masculine, singular. No, masculine. And of course, accusative. That leaves only eidein as our verb. And this one is one of those mind-destroying verbs. This is actually oida. I'll write that up here. Oida. And oida is a perfect form verb that is used in the present tense. What we actually have here with this, Omicron iota, this diphthong has changed into eta sub iota diphthong, which then means we have a new tense, and this is a tense in the past. This one specifically is actually ein, pretty weird ending, honestly, is first person singular pluperfect, and it is active and indicative. So yeah, lots of fun. Who would have ever guessed? That actually looks more like a infinitive or something like that, but nope. It's first person singular pluperfect, and it translates to had known. Yikes. All right, had known, a direct object. Accusative right here is our direct object, him, except we should capitalize it. Comma. Al, we have here an instance of elision where a alpha has dropped out in all likelihood because of this iota here. This just means but. And then hina is a word that introduces a special type of clause. This is going to be probably a purpose clause. So it could be translated as in order that. And then we would expect a subjunctive verb in this clause. And so we take a look ahead. Phanerothei. This is, in fact, subjunctive. No, not subjunctive. Brain failure there. It is, got eta sub iota here as our ending. Theta is sort of also part of that. That is a third person singular, and phanero with the theta is aorist passive. And this is actually indicative, so it's not a subjunctive clause. My apologies. Big mistake there. This one means revealed, I believe. So he, capitalized, may be revealed. And we're using may because the way that it works in Greek is subjunctive is translated with may, and optative is normally translated with might. There we go. And an ed because aorist, and also, of course, passive. Good to say may have been revealed is another option, considering that we have a completed past tense here. But we'll leave that as is. And who is he? Well, probably Auton here. Moving on. Revealed to what? Why, toi Israel. Toi here with a sub iota is dative, singular, and either masculine or neuter. Since this is the name of a location, it's probably going to be masculine. The names of most cities are feminine, but the rest of them are, to the best of my knowledge, only masculine. So masculine makes the most sense. It just means to the specific. Israel. This is actually also where we get our spelling for Israel. To the best of my knowledge anyway. Not knowing Hebrew, I can't confirm that 100%. But it's the same equivalent letters from this word into our English word. The Latin, I believe, some versions of the text actually have an H between the A and the E. The rest of them just have the E with a diaeresis, I think it's called. Anyway, moving on. Dia tuto. Dia is a preposition. Dia normally takes the, well, has a bunch of different options for what it can take in its object. Tuto here is clearly either nominative or accusative. Since we don't really want a nominative with this preposition, accusative is the better option. Fits with that. And it is, of course, singular and neuter. Utos, ute, tuto, I believe it is. And this means, should close parentheses, because I get a verb here, because. Yes, because. Because of this, eothon from erkomai, on is either first person singular or third person plural. Yes, aorist, active, well, aorist deponent, but irregular because this is a active ending. Erkomai is deponent, but this version of the verb has active endings. No, not imperfect. I'll learn to write someday. Irregular, and then indicative. So it could be they came or I came, and since we have ego right here, nominative singular, this has to be first person singular. I came. I emphatic there. In hudati. In is a preposition, and it takes the dative in its case. Hudati has that iota there. Baptizon doesn't have the right ending, so our prepositional phrase ends right there. Water is singular and neuter. Udor, hudati, no, hudatos, leave. In water. And then the very last word in our sentence, baptizon. Omega nu here is not a normal verb ending, so we know since this is built off of baptiz, the present stem of the verb, this is going to be a participle. And it is, of course, nominative, singular, masculine, present, active, participle. Baptizing. Now I can't remember if it's spelled with a Z or an S. I'm doing a Z. Long day, sorry. And there we go. We've gone through, we've identified all of the words in our sentence and come up with a rough translation. Here is it from verse 31. And I had not known him, but in order that he may be revealed to thee, Israel, because of this I came, I baptizing in water. And the fuller context from verse 29, the beginning of our section. On the next day, he sees the Jesus coming to him. Okay, good. Bracket is closed there. And he says, "Here is the Lamb of the God, the one lifting up or removing the sin of the world. This one is, for the sake of whom, or in the place of whom, I said, he comes after me. Man who before me became, because, or that, he was first. And I had not known him, but in order that he may be revealed to the Israel, because of this I came, baptizing in water." So there is the greater context of our sentence. Let's see if we've got any proper nouns without articles to consider. Nope. Israel is really the only proper noun in here, and it does have an article, so we don't have anything to consider there. I believe we are done with this verse. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope that you learned something. Also, awesome Crassus. Not the horrible Roman guy. But have a good day. Hello, me again, here to interrupt your life. Actually went and double-checked some things as I was looking through here, and my initial judgment of phanerothe was actually correct. It is a subjunctive form. It was my note that messed me up there. It is not aorist passive indicative. It is actually aorist passive subjunctive. Humorously, I did translate it properly. I just didn't identify it correctly. Very sorry about that. The problem has now been solved. Have a good day for real now.